Welcome, everybody. I'm going to start off with another sub-reference. We did it yesterday as well. 1980s film. Fantastic. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Running Man. Yeah, I actually rewatched it a couple of weeks ago. And again, it's based upon a Stephen King short story in the future, dystopian future, government too much power, lying to the people. And the bad guy, we got represented as the bad guy, is this talk show host, Richard Dawson played. His name was Killian. And Schwarzenegger eventually gets at the satellite and tells all the world that Killian is lying to you. Well, guess what? Jay Powell, the Fed, economists, talking heads, a lot of Wall Street, guess what? They're all lying to you. They are. Watching Jay Powell and the Fed testimony, yes, it was a bit of a joke. And I'm going to be honest with everybody. Elizabeth Warren, someone that I might agree with her maybe once in every 100,000 things she put out there. Yeah, she was right yesterday. She was right. She was making the point that, is it really worth this? So you're telling me, this is what she presented. She said, wait, you want to raise the unemployment rate by 1%. You want to put 2 million people out of work. And normally when you raise the unemployment rate by 1%, it keeps going every bloody time. So you're probably looking at 3.5 to 4 million people out of work. And Jay Powell, it's bad for the American families because of inflation. That's bad on everybody. No shit, Sherlock. We know it's bad. And guess what? You haven't done a darn thing. You are a blunt instrument. You're useless right now. You got this big stick out there, and it's not working. Again, sub-reference. You remember Splash? Where Tom Hanks has got to get over, I don't know, he had to get to Martha's Vineyard or Nantucket, and he's got this very large fella in this very small boat that's taking him out there, and he's scared of water, and the boat stops, and he goes, I can fix it. I'm mechanical. And he takes out a hammer and he starts beating on the engine. Didn't work. Well, that's what we have right now. We have the Federal Reserve beating trying to beat the economy into submission. Why would you do that? Well, why are we focusing on the demand side? Why don't we focus on the supply side? And you mean to tell me putting people out of work is going to increase supply? There's one economist out there. I've seen her twice this past week, and I've cited her before. I have an enormous deal of respect for Judy Shelton. The only reason why Judy Shelton is not on the Federal Reserve Board is because she thinks differently. She thinks differently. She doesn't. The Federal Reserve Board, for the most part, is a Greek chorus. They're all singing in sync in the same exact tune. They wanted Judy Shelton to come on board. Well, Trump nominated her. And guess what? No, that got shot down in Congress because, again, she's a free thinker. She has a brain. She appeared on Charles Payne's program this past week. I saw her this morning on CNBC. And, again, what she was saying, basically echoing what we have been saying here. The Fed can't fix it. What the Fed is doing right now is wrong. And you know what pisses me the hell off is you get the elites out there. They go along with this. They go along with the entire narrative. The Fed is doing what it needs to do to get inflation in check. You know what all of these, how shall I put it, a-holes have in common? They're not going to lose their job. They're not. They're not going to lose their job. Again, let's try it this way. Let's remember that short story. I read it. It's always stuck with me. I think I read it in 9th grade. 9th or 10th grade, Shirley Jackson, The Lottery, where it's this, this beautiful town and there's a big party and all this stuff is going on. And all of a sudden, this big, beautiful party at the end turns out that they're choosing one person that they're going to put to death at the end. Well, let's say this. If we're going to have layoffs, we're going to lay off 3.5, 4 million people to fix our economy. Hey, let's level it out. Hey, upper management at J.P. Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch. Hey, how about we start laying people off at the Fed, right? It's going to be great for the economy. Does anybody get fired from the Fed? I don't know how many economists have got working there, 400. Hey, you know what? You're going to do us a solid, Federal Reserve. You're going to start firing your useless economists over there. And it's going to help everybody out. Makes sense, right? You ever notice that? All these people applauding the Fed and raising rates. Again, where the Fed has rates right now, it's fine. It's fine. In my opinion, it's a normalization of where rates need to be. I don't have any problem where rates are right now. I think it's great. But the idea that you're going to just keep going, not to mention the fact, I got to hand it to Jeff Gundlach came up with these numbers. And he's actually talking about the U.S. federal budget balance and how it's getting out of control. Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but our tax dollars are going to the Fed. The Fed is a drain on cash right now. They have to pay about $1 billion in interest a day to the various different banks that have parked trillions of dollars at the Fed. Most people, they don't get this. Most people don't get this, or they choose not to talk about it. Again, you had that flippin' idiot Jim Cramer today. Oh, yeah, I was fishing off the coast of Panama with some guys from Morgan, some bright guys over at Morgan, and rates are going higher. Shut the hell up, Jim. If you were actually good at what you did, you'd still be managing freaking money. They're coming up with bloody ETFs that are the inverse of you because you suck at what you do. Anyway, you like this? You like the fact that trillions of dollars is being parked at the Fed, not only American banks, but foreign banks as well. And the Federal Reserve right now is paying out $700 million a day. Let me say it again. $700 million a day to banks. And when rates hit 5.5%, it's going to be $800 million a day. Do you understand that we're giving the Fed the money to pay interest to these banks? I mean, honestly, why do you think Jamie Dimon is smiling ear to ear? You had Kramer saying, yeah, I was talking to Jamie. And Jamie thinks it could go as high as 6%. It's cash in his bloody pocket, for crying out loud. The hell difference does it make? Do you understand, people, that you're perpetually being lied to? I talked about Killian is lying to you. No. The Fed is lying to you. Congress is lying to you. These institutions that we're supposed to rely upon are lying to you. The media is lying to you. Go right on down the list. And this is why I constantly push for people to be critical thinkers. Anybody with half a brain can say to themselves, wait a second, putting people out of work is good for the country. In what way, shape, matter, or form is putting people on an unemployment line good for the country? Yeah, the Fed and Congress, or the Fed and the presidency, Fed and government, they're supposed to have this relationship where they don't criticize one another. That's horseshit. Okay? If Jay Powell actually grew a set like Paul Volcker and actually came out in his testimony and started criticizing all of the government spending, all the COVID government spending, Trump, Biden, that has led to all of this inflation and the issues that we have. Again, let's go through as critical thinkers. Price of eggs skyrocket. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Price of food is going up. Excuse me. Should we just have a national diet? Maybe we should all fast. Fed's not going to do anything about food consumption. You put people out of work. It's more people are going to go on food stamps. I mean, who are you trying to kid here? Price of eggs, avian flu. I talked about this on one of the podcasts a week or two ago. We're going to put masks on frickin' chickens. Is that going to work? Energy, oil, natural gas, war in Europe. Fed do anything about this stuff? No. Talked about it yesterday. Again, I like where rates are. I think rates are great right here. And again, maybe the Fed is jawboning a little bit right now. I don't know how much higher you get. Or should we go into 7%? You're out of your mind. You know that's not even politically possible. That would absolutely. That's like blowing up our budget. It's not going to happen. It's not. What we need is a little bit of certainty out there. Fed should say, you know what? We're going to stop here. We can't do any more. If the Fed, again, were honest, they would come out and they said, we can't do any more. Congress, you fix it. You fix it because you're the cause of the problem. Oh, granted, ultra low rates, they weren't good for anybody. Judy Shelton talked about that today. These ultra low rates weren't good for anybody. Ultra low rates and not pricing money properly leads to malinvestment. Money flowing in places that it probably shouldn't flow to. I get that. But we're in a pretty good place right now. Just get the hell. They do, another sub-reference. A little John Galt. Atlas Shrugged. Get the hell out of the way. Anyway, again, I got to reiterate, just past 24 hours. Past 24 hours, countless people, contacting, going to our website at WatchDogOnWallStreet.com. People pulling money out of their bank accounts where they're getting a crappy rate of interest. We're doing it for everybody right now. T-bills, buying for free. Commission free, anything free. We're not charging any fees at all. Get to our website, WatchDogOnWallStreet.com. Sign up for our personal CFO program, our newsletter, all sorts of great stuff. WatchDogOnWallStreet.com. Have a great day, everybody.